weekend, and so did Brad Weber and the Chiefs. Brad, thank you so much for joining us live. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did it actually feel to put 31 points on the six-time defending champions down at their home turf in Christchurch?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can put an actual number on it, Kirsty, but that felt pretty good. But we've obviously been on the receiving end of a few of those from the Crusaders over the years, so particularly in their title run the last 5 or 6. So, yeah, it felt good to give one back, but obviously don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. It's week 1, and the Crusaders were particularly missing some strong cattle, so we know that we'll be facing probably a stronger beast later in the season, and she's a long old year, so can't get too far ahead.
I love, Brad, yeah, I bet you did, mate. I love the new rules, but how are you finding it both as a halfback, because it's a big change for you, on attack and defence? What's changed?
Well, I'm loving it. First and foremost, it's tough on the lungs, though, I'll tell you that much. It's balls in play a lot more, it's quicker, but I guess that does suit our team profile, so we're pretty happy about it. But certainly from a nines point of view, the big change around the scrum, having the 9 only being able to go to the tunnel, is huge. I think it's a good change. It's a bit of a negative play when 9s just kind of get in there and stuff it up at the base, so it gives a bit more freedom there. It's tough defensively. Kind of have to pick a side or pick a guy that you want to try and follow. But then you'll probably see some, I think as the season goes on, you'll see more interplay with the number 8, getting him going one way, or particularly with some fast number 8s we've got around the country. I think you'll start seeing more strikes with them involved, which, yeah, look, I'm pretty glad that we've got like Luke Jacobson and Peter Gus-Solakula on our side. They're both pretty good ball runners. I'm glad I don't have to tackle them.
Weber, you talk about strikes and different tactics now with these new rules. I'm loving the way the forwards have gone back into the old school tap kicks. I mean, you guys did it a couple, and it's been a real feature through the course of the weekend. Just talk us through that.
Look, to be honest, we're all copying the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, there it is.
It used to be the other way around, right? Where we were the innovators and they would end up copying us. But I've got to be honest, we've been watching a lot of the tap plays that they've been doing up north and really enjoying them. And yeah, I guess particularly against the Crusaders, they've got a good set piece, scrum and line out. So it's actually quite good coming up with something different, have a bit of fun. The boys seem to really enjoy practicing them, and we obviously scored one on the weekend. So we're 1 for 1 in that department. So I think you'll probably see more of those too.
Webby, this is a consistent team that you've got. You had these guys for the last couple of years, and so that must be really nice. But also to see guys like Sean Stevenson and that start to really blossom. I know you've spoken about, the attacking game, but the balance also in your kicking game, especially what sort of the threat he's brought, has been excellent. And I don't like to pick out, individuals, but for me, he's actually, he played really outstanding in the weekend.
Yeah, Shooter's been knocking on the door for a number of years now, and he's probably admittedly to himself that it's been consistency that he struggled with, and the form that he showed from Maldives through the NPC to All Blacks 15 last year was just outstanding, and it's great to see him start with a hiss and a roar, and hopefully he can keep that going, because we've always known the type of player he can be. It's just about filling his potential. So, yeah, we're really confident that he'll do that this year, and I'm excited for him. And, yeah, you're right. In terms of the kicking game, like, he's got a monster boot, man. So it's so good to be able to use and having, I guess, kicking threats across the back line. It was a feature for the Chiefs probably back when you were here with me, Millsy.
I was a hell of a kicker, mate. You know that.
So it's good to have it back. Yeah, still need to work on Anton Leonard-Brown's kicking, but other than that, we've got marks.
Brad, it's so good to talk to you about rugby, but some things are bigger than the game after the flooding and Cyclone Gabrielle. How is everyone in your hometown of Hawke's Bay?
Oh, look, they're not great, Kirsty. Yeah, like, to be honest, it's been some of the toughest couple of weeks that I've had to deal with, and I wasn't even down there for it. Just not being able to contact family and check how they were. You're obviously seeing the footage come through and hearing what's going on, and just feeling pretty helpless, being stuck up away from the region, and then obviously people lost their lives, which is just horrendous. And so you're just sort of waiting at your phone, hoping that one of your family members isn't one of them, or someone that you know. But just devastated for the region. Like, it's a beautiful part of the world, but it's just been destroyed. People's, obviously big wine growing country, orchards, just crops decimated. So there's no words that I can really say to, like exactly put how it's been, but trying to do my part where I can, in some way to help, and then it has been great seeing the country get around the small region and donate so many things, so much money, so much food and clothing and essentials through that hard time. And obviously Sky, you guys did great, donating that $500 a point over the weekend. It was awesome, and you're seeing so much pile through. But look, they're going to need that and more to rebuild. It's going to take a long time, cost a lot of money, and people have lost. Some people lost everything. It's just devastating to see it happen in your hometown. Yeah, it's been tough.
It's absolutely awful. But Brad, we're thinking of you. We're thinking of everyone down in Gisborne, Hawke's Bay, and everyone that has been affected. And thank you so much for coming on.
No worries. Cheers for having me on.